Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? Thank you for joining me here on YouTube, here at Finn TV. Thank you, Pando, for that. Thank you for joining me here at Finn TV 123 over here on YouTube. I really do appreciate that. Don't forget to subscribe, to hit like. Remember, don't forget that if you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime. You have Twitch Prime. And give me your Twitch Prime free subscription that you get with Amazon Prime. You have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime, give it to me. I need it. I'm a one-man group doing all this for you. All right, you guys, let's get to it. We got 12 stories today. We're going to start with kind of a recap on everything that's happened with Subnautica, an update on it. Today there's a lot more people talking about it rather than yesterday. So I'm just going to kind of give everybody the lowdown on what's happening with all that. Yesterday when I covered it, I don't think I was I think I was a little scatterbrained. So we're just going to kind of cover all that again to start today. So, starting with story number 1, you guys, we're going back to Subnautica. We got this is coming from Patricia Hernandez over at Polygon. The Subnautica 2 $250 million ordeal is getting combative. Fans have spent the last few years awaiting early access release of Subnautica 2, the sequel to the underwater survival game that was supposed to be playable by 2025. Instead, publisher Krafton announced that the futuristic exploration game would be delayed until 2026. In early July, Krafton revealed that leadership at Unknown Worlds, the developers behind the hit game, were leaving the company. Let me lower my audio a bit. I've noticed in my videos, my audio is a little bit blown out. So I'm just gonna lower it, see what happens. In early July, Krafton revealed that leadership at Unknown Worlds, the developers behind the hit game, were leaving the company. Charlie Cleveland claimed that Subnautica 2 was already to hit early access. A week later, Krafton posted an update on Subnautica 2 that included the very first gameplay reveal for the upcoming game. There, the publisher said the game was encouraging, but that ultimately it did not feel that the game was ready and delayed the game until 2026. Things get crazy when Subnautica fans hear a report that claimed the delay was happening before an upcoming $250 million bonus payout that the developers would get for releasing the game in 2025. As Krafton tells it, and despite the apparent surprise from parties like Cleveland, the former leadership team reportedly abandoned Subnautica 2 to work on other projects, which is why they were let go. They also state the bonus would have gone only to Charlie and the other 2 people that were let go. On social media sites like Reddit, fans are urging each other to not purchase Subnautica 2 in light of recent developments, and to outright remove the game from wish lists on Steam, as well in posts. They are receiving thousands upon thousands of upvotes. In a Reddit post on Thursday evening, Cleveland announced that he was pursuing legal action against the publisher. The former Subnautica 2 director also disputed many of Krafton's claims by reiterating that he considered the game fully ready to hit early access, and moreover, the $250 million bonus would not have been limited to the 3 men who recently left the company. Quote, "I am in this industry because I love it, not for the riches," end quote. Cleveland writes. Just some interesting comments that I'm reading that kind of highlight the dichotomy of this whole situation. You know, you're either on the side of the business or the consumers. And I think that these 2 comments I read on this article highlight that perfectly. So one person is over here saying, delaying games costs millions of dollars. This is the opposite of greed or shadiness. This is the game is not ready. We know it isn't, and we know how gamers are. The last people in charge wanted to release it unfinished, wanted to release an unfinished game and get paid. Good riddance. This guy is, of course, talking about how Charlie is stating that the game's ready. It was ready for this year. And opposing him, Crafton, the guys that have let him go now, are saying, no, it wasn't ready. We don't know what he's talking about. The game was not ready. Who do you believe? You know, and then there's another comment here. So this guy says, yeah, you're right. Delaying games costs millions of dollars, but as pointed out that there are developer bonuses worth many, many millions of dollars that they don't have to pay if the game is delayed and sales figures aren't met until next year. That's a far bigger cost, wouldn't you say? And this guy talking about how they the rumor, the speculation going around is that they're delaying the game to avoid paying $250 million in bonuses. So what adds up to be more? What's going to add up to be more? Millions to delay, or $250 million avoiding $250 million bonus? I tend to be on the side of the consumer, and I think that they're delaying this game and getting rid of the 3 original founders of Lost Worlds from like 18 years ago. I think it's all so that they cannot give the company a bonus of $250 million. And that is that. Moving on, you guys, to other stories. We got story number 2. We got Tony Hawk, you guys. Tony Hawk Proskater 3 and 4 is out today. Very cool. So today is the day. Grab your board and get ready to shred with the official launch of Tony Hawk's Proskater 3 and 4. Now live on PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch 2, and PC. Play it today with Game Pass. Brought to you by the developers at Iron Galaxy Studios, Tony Hawk's Proskater 3 and 4 features classic and new parks, skaters, and tricks alongside enhanced customization and creation tools, more quality of life features, and cross-platform multiplayer, and more. And moving on to story number 3, also about Tony Hawk. Let me check the chat. Nothing going on in chat. Okay, moving on to story number 3, you guys. This is also about Tony Hawk. This is about the actual disc that the game is on. So this is coming from Sean Lawson over at True Achievements. Xbox Series X players who like to own their games physically are in for a wonderful surprise. Tony Hawk's Proskater 3 and 4 physical Xbox release comes with all the data on the disc. However, Xbox One players are in for a disappointment. A user shared their experience when popping the disc into their Xbox Series X. In a shocking twist, the entire game comes on the disc, which means you do not need an internet connection to play the new Tony Hawk's Proskater 3-4 on Series X. A truly welcome surprise, absolutely. But that same Reddit user also tried to install the game on their Xbox One without an internet connection and was unable to. So those of you who own the physical Xbox One copies aren't receiving all the data on the disc like Series X players are. Cool. I'm not like the biggest stickler for the whole we need to keep our physical games and all that, you know. I mean, they're great, you know, but I'm not, you know, I'm kind of fine with digital media. But you know, with that being said, I absolutely love to see a good old-fashioned, the full game is on the disc. You just put it in your console and play it. No internet connection needed. That's a thumbs up. That's awesome. And that is always welcome. You got to love it. And moving on, you guys, we got story number 4. We got Marvel Rivals. For the Marvel Rivals fans, I know I got a few Marvel Rivals fans. This is for you guys. We got Marvel Rivals Season 3, you guys. Marvel Rivals Season 3, The Abyss Awakens drops today. I'm just gonna list off all this, not all of it, but the main things that I think I should mention about the new season. So there's a new event, the Milano Repair Logs. Join the crew to help repair the Milano and earn a free symbiote storm costume. This event launches alongside the new season. There's going to be a rank reset based on your final season 2.5 rank. Ranks will be demoted by 7 divisions. For example, if you ended the season at Diamond 1, your Season 3 journey begins at Gold 2. Hero adjustments and balance changes. We're going to start. I'm not going to go over all of them, just the ones that I think were important enough to mention, because there was a few other ones that were just like so minute that I didn't think it was worth mentioning. So we got Emma Frost here. She's getting reduced telepathic pulse damage. She has reduced diamond form damage reduction and reduced the energy cost of her ultimate ability. We got the Thing. New ability, Battle Blitz. The Thing leaps toward enemies, gaining 25% damage reduction. And he also has a new effect, Stone Haymaker. It knocks down hit flying enemies. Next, we got Venom. Venom's got a stickier grip. Increase cellular corrosion enemy slow effect from 15 to 25%. So when he's going down to the ground and like sticking people, they're going to be slower than they were before. We got Iron Man. Tony's slightly powering down with reduced damage output and a longer wait for his ultimate. Mr. Fantastic. The stretchy genius gets slightly less tanky in his inflated state. They're reducing his inflated state bonus health from 400 to 350. Next, we got Namor. Increased Trident of Neptune projectile damage. Increased Wrath of the Seven Seas projectile speed. Scarlet Witch. Wanda's ultimate just got a little more hextra. Reduce max slow rate during ultimate and increase damage from 750 to 850. We got Spider-Man. Web Warriors Rejoice. Spidey loses his team up anchor bonus but gains a new team up ability and a bit more bite. Increase Get Over Here kick damage when pulled to enemies from 50 to 55. Increase spider power midair damage and increase amazing combo damage. Next is the Punisher. Turret is decreasing damage output and his ult is taking longer to charge. Next is Invisible Woman, increasing her orb healing and damage. And last here is Ultron. Ultron's going to have to update his software and his defenses are taking a slight hit. Reduced dynamic flight acceleration effect time from 8 seconds to 6, and reduced imperative firewall bonus health from 75 to 65, and to allies 55 to 50. So a little less healing there. Okay, and that is it for Marvel Rivals. I'm looking forward to playing that. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be playing that after the stream at some point tonight. Next we got, you guys, story number 5. We got Overwatch. Overwatch is in the news, you guys. I know I have some Overwatch fans as well. So this is coming from Michael Kripe over at IGN. Overwatch 2 game director Aaron Keller has addressed criticisms that Blizzard Entertainment dropped the ball when it comes to things like story content, PvE, and animated shorts. The face of Blizzard's popular hero shooter opened up about the team's struggles during an interview with content creator J3 and Overwatch 2 voice actor Connor McLeod. Although the multiplayer title is largely known for its team-based gameplay, Keller recognizes that some story content will need to come back for Overwatch 2 to be firing on all cylinders. One of the things that we hear our players talk about a lot you'll see online, it feels like Overwatch has dropped the ball when it comes to story and lore, Keller said in a response to a question from McLeod. Overwatch animated shorts are a sore spot for fans. Blizzard originally built excitement with a series of high-quality cinematics from 2016 to 2023, with each highlighting abilities for characters. What began as somewhat frequent lore drops eventually started to fizzle out around the release of Overwatch 2 in 2022. It's been nearly 2 years since fans received a 3D animated cinematic. Frustrations with the lack of animated shorts reached a boiling point when Blizzard announced it would be scrapping its PvE hero ambitions in summer 2023. Although it's been years without a significant update, Keller says the Overwatch 2 team hasn't completely left story behind. Quote, to speak frankly about it, we did have a big plan to go after story in the game. That was the PvE side of it with the campaign and everything like that, he added. That didn't work out. So it was kind of a bit of a reset moment for us when that happened, and we would like to get back to it. I think one of the best parts of Overwatch is the universe and the characters that are there. That's definitely a goal of ours to get back to it. There's been a bit of a step backwards that we had to take in order for us to be able to start moving forward on it again. One idea many fans, including McLeod, would love to see is an Overwatch TV series. Keller says he's not opposed to the idea, going as far to say we'd love to do that. It's unclear how, when, or if Keller and Overwatch 2 team will be able to enter another golden age. One thing is clear, Keller knows Overwatch fans want more story. Personally, I'm kind of over waiting for more story content from Overwatch. They really let me down, dropped the ball by straight up going back on their promises for PvE content with Overwatch 2. But you know, I do have fond memories with Overwatch. I'm very attached to some of the heroes. You know, I love Kiriko, I love Tracer, Lucio is awesome. But to be honest, at the moment, Marvel Rivals has really won my attention, and it's hard to see myself going back to Overwatch. Moving on, you guys, we got story number 6. Let's check the chat here. Does Discord link ever, is it not working right now? If it's not working, I will absolutely get it fixed right now. You can bet your bottom dollar on that, Ligma. Thank you for joining me, by the way. I do appreciate that. I hope everything is going well. You're trying to join it for real. I'll make sure to, after this, I will, that's the first thing I'll do. I'll get that fixed. Yeah, I'll definitely get that fixed after this. Hope your day is going well, bro. Thank you for joining me. But moving on, you guys, to story number 6, we have the Switch 2 in, we have the FBI and the Switch 2 in the news. So this is coming from Laura Gray over at comicbook.com. Nintendo Switch piracy site gets taken down by the FBI. The FBI has gotten involved in the takedowns of a website used to pirate illegal copies of Switch games onto modified consoles and PCs. The website NSW2U allowed users to download ROMs for games that had been released on the Nintendo Switch. These ROMs could then be used on a hacked Nintendo Switch console or PC emulator, allowing players to get the games without purchasing them. Currently, the website does not load or respond when visited and is unlikely it ever will be live again. Dang, they were taken down, but the truth is that there's still plenty more ways to get your ROMs. Just be careful because Big Brother Nintendo is watching you. Moving on, you guys. We got story number 7. We got Halo. I had to cover this one, and this one pissed me off. This one really pissed me off because I love Halo, and this story pissed me off. What's going on here? Bro, you got my top dollar, and you know you want me to bet. Truth is, they were taken down to Pound Town. Yep. All right, you guys. Moving on to story number 7. We got, this is coming from Sam Sepio over at insidergaming.com. New information from a reliable insider reveals that Halo Combat Evolved Remake will not feature a multiplayer mode and will be campaign only. I'm going to say that again so I can get it perfectly for a clip. This is from Sam Sepio over at Insider Gaming. New information from a reliable insider reveals that Halo Combat Evolved Remake will not feature a multiplayer mode and will be campaign only. God damn it, that pisses me off so fucking much. Even just reading that, I'm like, what the fuck? Ah! That is so fucking stupid. All right. Sources have revealed that the development of Halo Combat Evolved Remake began in 2023, with a planned anniversary project set to release in 2026. It has also been noted that the Halo Combat Evolved Remake will feature only a campaign mode and may potentially be released on PlayStation as well. That's fine. Release it on PlayStation. I don't give a flying fuck. But why the fuck are you taking multiplayer out of my fucking sacred Halo Combat Evolved? Are you fucking out of your minds? Are you out of your fucking minds? I get angry just reading it. If this is true, this is the biggest L Halo has ever taken in fucking history. Halo has always had a great multiplayer, and to take it out is heresy, and I will not be there to support it. Fucking crazy. All right, you guys, moving on to story number 8. Ligma says, yikes, that's rough. I don't know how I feel about that. The story is great and all, but Halo multiplayer made the game. Exactly. And shaped many games to come. Exactly. Yeah, Halo 4, Halo 5, those were both major L's, but Halo Combat Evolved not having multiplayer is the fucking biggest L you can get, if you ask me. All right, moving on to story number 8. This one's not pissing me off, luckily, happily. We got Resident Evil, but not how you're expecting. This is a Resident Evil mobile. Oh, Ligma, you might be interested in this one. This is Resident Evil. So this is coming from Jordan Middler over at VGC. Capcom shares the first look at Resident Evil Survival Unit, a mobile strategy game that... I fucked that up. Capcom shares the first look at Resident Evil Survival Unit, a mobile strategy game. The game will be released for mobile later this year. The strategy game, which is coming to mobile later this year, will star Leon S. Kennedy, Claire Redfield, and Jill Valentine. Quote, set in a parallel universe, the game presents an original storyline that builds upon the Resident Evil world while diverging from the original series. End quote, according to Capcom. Another quote, players will enjoy a deep, immersive strategy experience that blends real-time decision-making with the thrill of survival. That is Resident Evil Survival Unit, you guys. Let me see if I can find some gameplay over here. Or is it just these old guys talking? Just a bunch of dudes talking. If you're interested, go find the gameplay. It looks interesting. It looks like XCOM or something like that. Moving on, we got just a few more stories, you guys, and we're all done for today. Next is let me check the chat here. Jordan Stiller, Daddy. Sign me up too, bro. So story number 9, you guys. This one kind of sucks if you're a fan of the game MechaBreak. So this is coming from Paul Tassi over at Forbes. MechaBreak has lost 60% of its players in a week, and user scores sink. The initial numbers for MechaBreak were very good, with a peak of 132,000 players at release on Wednesday, July 2nd on Steam. I'm going to do that all again. MechaBreak has lost 60% of its players in a week, and user scores sink. The initial numbers for MechaBreak were very good, with a peak of 132,000 players at release on Wednesday, July 2nd on Steam. But just 9 days later, the game has lost 60% of its players. That's occurred with a drop every single day, even over the course of last weekend, where you would expect increases. MechaBreak, as a free-to-play multiplayer game, is not meant to be a one-and-done title, so the trend is concerning. What's going on? Well, some of it may just be players bouncing off, as it wasn't quite as fun as they hoped. But there are a few controversies circulating, namely the monetization of the free-to-play game. One aspect is the very, very pricey cosmetic microtransactions that can end up being $47 for some bundles in a game where its attractive character aesthetic is one of its core appeals, aka it's a gooner game and they're selling outfits for those gooner materials for $47. Even among similar games, that is very, very high. There's also an auction house in the game that can be used to buy and sell things, which some complaining about very high prices there. There are also some accusations that the game is pay to win in some regards, but many players dispute that. There you go. MechaBreak is having a rough time losing players. I will say that's normal. A lot of games that are free to play drop players in a week or a month later because that's just natural. People come to try it out. It's free to play and then they drop. That is natural. But you know, either way, it's not good to see. So hopefully things pick up for that game. I've heard it's a gooner game. If you like to goon, then check out MechaBreak. It's no longer June, so you're not supposed to goon, but if you're still gooning, I'll let you goon. Moving on to story number 10, you guys. Check the chat over here. XCOM games are good, though. Gonna play new season of Rivals. Oh, hell yeah, I'm gonna play the new season of Rivals, Ligma. You know it. And I also want to check out the new Tony Hawk game. And I'd also like to play some Death Stranding. My schedule's gonna be like, I think the first thing I'm gonna do is probably Marvel Rivals, and then Tony Hawk, or I might play a little bit of Tony Hawk and then move to Marvel Rivals, and then way later on I'll play Death Stranding. But yeah, Marvel Rivals soon. Why does it look like off-brand Anthem? It kind of does. To me, it looks like off-brand Armored Core. But yeah, I totally see what you're saying. Moving on, you guys, we have story number 10. We got the Switch 2 Pro controller in the news. Apparently, it's a piece of crap. So we got, this is coming from Zach Sweeson over at Kotaku. Repair experts call Switch 2 Pro controller piss poor in a scathing review. Quote, "This is a piss poor excuse for a controller," end quote. That's how repair-focused YouTube channel iFixit starts its negative review of the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller. The repair and tech experts suggest that the pricey controller is a nightmare to repair and contains hardware that will likely fail one day. And all of this for the low price of $85. A little bit of sarcasm in there if you didn't catch it. Yikes. So, according to iFixit, the controller is extremely hard to repair and it's piss poor quality. That sucks. I kind of do trust the guys over at iFixit. I have bought quite a few of their things because I like to fix Game Boys, and they make things that you know, like a lot. Nintendo doesn't want you getting into their stuff, and they're making tools that make it easy to get into their stuff. And so I kind of trust their opinions. And if they're saying it's a piece of crap, you know, I've never had a Nintendo Pro controller, and I probably will never get one because I'm fine with 8-bit do. I like 8-bit do. Moving on. Moving on, you guys. We have two more stories. Only two more stories to go for this beautiful Friday, you guys. We have A show that I don't see too many people talking about, but I was a big fan of the show. It's called The Pitt on HBO. I'm a big fan of it because it reminds me of House MD, and I used to love watching that show back in the day. And so I caught wind of this show, started watching it, and it was a pleasant surprise. I really, the show really grew on me, and I really love it now. And we lost a cast member. So this is coming from Paul Tassi over at Forbes again. The Pitt is losing a totally unexpected cast member in season 2. First, The Pitt surprised everyone by confirming effectively all on the bubble cast members were returning for season 2, despite events on the show that may have had them depart. Now someone is leaving that we would not have expected at all not to return. After a few cryptic Instagram posts, Deadline confirmed that Dr. Collins actress Tracy Efitcher will not be returning for season 2 of The Pitt, for as of now, unknown reasons. She posted on Instagram that it was a blessing to play the role, an absolute privilege to play Dr. Heather Collins in such a groundbreaking season and piece. No season 2 talk, and Deadline reported her departure. Collins' arc in season 1 had her having a miscarriage during her shift, with an implication that she almost had a child back when she and Dr. Robbie were dating, which ended the season. Hate to see it. I really enjoyed the character of Dr. Collins. She was just a good character. A good wholesome character. And I hate to see her leave. Hopefully everything is going good for season 2, and that's not a sign of things to come, because I really enjoy that show. Moving on, you guys. Last story of the day. Last story, you guys. Let's check the chat. Ligma, you saw Superman today. No spoilers. Do not give me no spoilers. I mean it. No spoilers. I hate that. I'm gonna see that probably tomorrow. Hopefully. Throwaway says, hope it comes back for season 2. Me too. I really liked that show. Ligma, oh, you watched The Pitt also? Less malpractice in that. Bro, you've seen The Pitt. I really appreciate that about you. I love that you've seen The Pitt. It was so good, but no, I won't spoil just saying Lex is a D. Oh my God, bro. I can't wait to watch Superman. I'm the best. What more? I'm the best. What more can I say? You are the best, Ligma. Mad respect for watching The Pitt, man. Hell yeah. I want to show you. Where's it at? Yeah, I'm really stoked for this Superman movie because I've read the comic that it's like loosely based around by Grant Morrison. I'm a huge Grant Morrison fan, giant Grant Morrison fan. So the second that I heard that this movie was loosely based around this comic book, I was like, fuck, I'm already in love with this movie. Don't spoil it. But I'm very curious if they take the ending from this comic book. I want to say they probably don't because it's so far-fetched, but at the end of this comic book, Superman, to save humanity, he goes into the sun and he holds the sun together. And like now to this day, Superman is in the sun holding it together for humanity. I fucking love that so much. Don't spoil it. I'm hoping something like that happens in the movie. Thank you for not confirming nor denying. I appreciate that. What we got? No, David Cornsweat is such a is that his name? I haven't seen it yet, but I think he's going to be a great Superman. I have no complaints about him as Superman so far from the trailers. Why didn't they stay with Henry? Because he's too busy being the Witcher and playing Dungeons and Warhammer or whatever. Do not say the spoiler, bro. Do not say the spoiler. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't fucking say it. Yes, throwaway. That's what happens at the end of my comic book. All right, so last story. Let's get to the last story, you guys. Without any further ado, we got story number 12, you guys. This story will be appreciated by one special fan I have by the name of Epic Angel. She's gonna appreciate this story, I can guarantee it. So this is coming from Lex Briscuso over at IGN. Phil Lord and Chris Miller's Project Hail Mary hits a major milestone nearly a year before release. Ryan Gosling's upcoming sci-fi thriller project Hail Mary doesn't arrive in theaters until 2026, but regardless, the film is off to a pretty amazing start, having already broken an insane record way ahead of its release. The film's director, Phil Lord, revealed this week that the film's trailer has surpassed an incredible 400 million views, making it the most watched trailer for an original film that isn't a sequel or remake ever after just 1 week online. I gotta say, that's kind of cool because I don't know much about this. I know that my cousin told me about this because she's like reading the book or something, and she was so excited that they're like making the movie while she's reading the book. So I don't know much about this. I saw it in the news and I thought I'd report it, and I think it's cool. This random book movie thing fucking broke records in a week. Most views of an original trailer, 400 million views. That's cool. All right, you guys, that's it. That's it for today. We made it. We made it to the end. How long? 42 minutes? Nice. There was like 5 minutes of music there, so what's that, like 37 minutes? Hell yeah. What's going on in chat before we end it? Let's see. Yeah, the trailer looks really good. Although I looked at the comments and some people were saying like stop watching at a certain point because and after that certain point, get ready, drum roll, spoiler alert, if you're not ready for this, leave. But at a certain point in the trailer, there's fucking aliens. They show aliens, and people in the comments are saying to not look at that, to stop here, because apparently seeing the aliens is like a spoiler on itself. So I kind of wish I didn't see that part of the trailer, but oh well. Oh, you saw the trailer in the theater? React to it on the stream. It adds to it. Sure. Let me end the recording. Thank you for joining me here on YouTube, everybody. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for joining me here at Finn TV. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and subscribe to me on Twitch if you have Twitch Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, you have Amazon. Don't forget that if you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime. And give me that Twitch Prime subscription. All right. Thanks for joining me here on YouTube, you guys. Bye.